also be a booster sort of. Blues has says something. He says, we all love palmettos, but the bug eyes are something I would like to avoid. What's your experience with breeding? Is there a difference in the offspring if the pairing is palmetto to palmetto versus palmetto male het or het male het? Also good question. Yes, bug eyes are annoying. I want to say I don't know any breeders that made, like, let's say 100 palmettos and they have no bug eyes. Maybe some breeders claim they never made a bug-eyed palmetto before, but I won't say they are lying. But if you only made 5 or 10, then maybe it's possible. But if you made 100 or a couple hundred, like I did throughout my breeding palmettos, then everybody gets bug eyes. And there does not seem to be any... I wrote an article on my website, by the way. So if you go to FutureMorphs.com to the download section, there's something about bug eyes. I wrote maybe 3 years ago now, but how I got it explained also by, what's her name, Sarah Moore from America. She did some research about it a couple of years ago. Apparently the bug eyes, so the eyes that are literally bigger, it is connected to... leucism in English, I guess. So basically palmetto is some form of leucism. I hope I say it correctly. It sounds strange. Leucism? Well, anyway. So apparently, because you also see it, for instance, in the leucistic Texas red snakes, the Lindheimeri, Pantherophis obsoletus Lindheimeri. There's also a completely white version, and also some of them have bug eyes. So it seems to be connected to that for some reason. My experience, and also what I read from Don Soderberg and stuff, is that about 20% or so to 25%, but something in that range, have bug eyes. And it really, well, not every bug eye is the same. Sometimes you see the bug eyes that really pop out of the skull, and you really think like, oh, poor snake. And well, some people think it looks cute, but to me it looks just sad, basically. But you can also have that they have a little bigger eyes, and basically you only see it because they have, like, if you have the eye, there's like a little edge around it or so. So it just looks like I would look like this, basically. So, well, if I walk around like this, I will look like an idiot as well. But yeah, you don't really, you see it, but it's not really like blah. So yeah, basically it's both bug eyes, but yeah, the really small version where you just see the little edge, the chances that a snake really has issues with that is really low, of course, compared to the really bad bug eyes that you think like, well, they must have eye issues or eye pain or headaches or something like that. But I did not notice, and other big breeders basically as well, it does not really matter if you take a het to het or a palmetto to a het or two palmettos together. It's basically just the amount of snakes you have, and yeah, just a percentage of that will have some form of bug eyes. Even out of two perfectly good palmetto parents with normal eyes, you can get some bug-eyed babies. And well, I never bred a real, I never kept the really bad bug eyes because, yeah, I just don't like it. But I have some that have bigger eyes. It's, by the way, also more in males than in females. But you do also sometimes see it in females. So in the past, people said like only males can have bug eyes, but that's not the case. But definitely more males have it than females. But even if you have a bug-eyed male and a slightly bug-eyed female, you still can get good babies out of them. So there does not seem to be any logic in. Raza says, Nicola have a lot of palmetto this year, and I noticed they mostly have normal eyes. Yeah, well, true. Also last year, Nicola had quite some palmettos, which most of them are good. Also, some have the slight edges, but none of them really have the really big bulgy eyes. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, you also see it more often in amelanistic palmettos, or butter palmettos, or opal palmettos, or something like that. So also amelanism seems to have some sort of an effect on it. But also not always. You can have perfectly good palmetto amelanistics as well. Well, how should I say, people still, and me as well, basically the entire hobby still hopes. Some people believe, for me it's more hope than belief, but that you could outbreed it. I don't really think so. But yeah, it would make sense if you only would keep good-eyed palmettos and kept breeding with that it should become lower on one hand. On the other hand, if it is just an expression yeah, that just pops up once in a while. Just like, for instance, patched in palmettos. Some palmettos just have really big patches on them, which is also not really genetically where you can say like, oh, I will breed a patch to a patched and I will get patched. So it's the same with the bug eyes. So you can just have good eyes for like 2 or 3 years in a row, and then all of a sudden some babies hatch with big eyes. So yeah, there does not seem to be any logic in, basically. That's the long answer. But if you want to read more about it and see some pictures, then go to futuremorphs.com/downloads. And it's totally free, all the downloads, by the way. So yeah, also there's a care sheet. It's basically in Dutch, English, even some German and French. But yeah, I have articles on bug eyes, breeding, morph names, a care sheet, red factor, mimosa, yellow factor. Well, the bug eyes I already mentioned. About transporting your snake and stuff. So there's quite some yeah, quite some articles that I wrote myself or so. So yeah, it's just free. So